Hey guys, so today I have a Linux game review for you. Some of you probably are expecting this video considering I have played this particular game 2 times on 2 different live streams. This is SUPERHOT. It's the latest craze to hit all 3 of the PC platforms, and it's nice to see, as usual, such a popular game come to the Linux platform on the same release day as it is for its Windows and Mac's counterpart, so that's pretty good. So, as you've probably guessed from the tone of my voice in the introduction, I really do quite like this game. The basic premise is, think of a first-person shooter, but there is a big caveat to that caveat being that your enemies can only move when you move. And that sounds a little bit difficult to explain, but hopefully what you're seeing on screen should be able to allow some depth to that explanation. So it's the entire game is basically built around this one game mechanic of your enemies only being able to move whenever you do. If you stand still, the enemies do in fact actually move very slightly, but it's almost like a permanent bullet time mode. And it changes the pace of the game from really being a first-person shooter to being a first-person puzzle game. Now, there is a story mode, and the story mode is probably the weakest part of the game, if I'm completely honest. They do a little bit of the whole metagaming thing that we've seen in Undertale and Pony Island, and to be honest, some people have said that that's really good. To me, it really just gets in the way of what is a fundamentally sound gameplay mechanic and a game around that mechanic. You can also do a lot of sort of movie-esque kind of moves, like throw props at enemies, which works really quite nicely, and it also sort of allows you to plan out fight scenes, as it were, in the same way that you might look at a puzzle from Portal or Portal 2. And that's kind of how you feel as you're playing the game. You almost feel like you're in an action movie, and you kind of get that kind of catharsis that comes with it, and it's a really satisfying feeling that you get when you finish a puzzle. They have some really like, I really love the fact that the missions in it and the levels in it are actually quite short, even though there is in fact numerous like endless modes as well, which can allow you to just sort of play, well, endlessly. So there's a lot of variety, and it all seems to focus around this primary mechanic of your enemies only being able to move at the same, whenever you do. And it's amazing, and I love it when a game, particularly like an indie game, we find this on the indie scene quite a lot, very similar with Mini Metro, which I reviewed earlier on this channel, is that you're finding a lot of indie games just take a unique mechanic and just exploit it and build a game around it, and it really, in my mind, works. And this is just another example of that, and I strongly advise you guys to check it out. It's a little bit on the pricey side, or at least a lot of people have said, and I guess I kind of feel the same way, but with that in mind, I've definitely gotten many good hours of fun gameplay out of it. So I guess that one's down to you on to whether or not you think it's actually worth the price, but I personally feel that it is, but it certainly has some, but it is a higher price for a game of that type, I guess. There really is only one flaw, and that's that I have had the game crash on me a number of times. Some levels seem to crash more than others. It's not a big problem, specifically in that the levels are quite short, so you never really lose that much in the way of gameplay when it does crash on you, and there could very well be patches down the road to actually rectify that. All in all, a fantastic game, and if you're happy with the price tag, I gotta recommend it. That's about it for me today. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, I've been Chris Ware, and you've been awesome. Take care now.